my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen.
Hello and welcome back to Ithaca High School Studio for this week's installment of Ihstv. I'm Wyatt Flanders.
And I'm Jessie Liu. A few weeks ago, our teachers challenged us to enter the White House Film Festival. Each year, the White House releases a film challenge to students around the country. Students last year were asked to explore the role of technology in education.
That's right. But this year, we were faced with a new prompt and a new challenge. Our filmmakers were asked to show the ways we can give back to the community and the resulting benefits. Of course, we all had our own vision of what that meant.
Definitely. From protecting our environment to just helping out a friend, our segments explore all aspects of what it really means to give back.
Let's start off with a piece from Alex Wolzanski and Jacob Marquardt, who more fable of soul-shaking implications.
Right now!
Thank you.
What a turbulent journey, just to help out a friend. You know, maybe Alex should have held onto the wallet a little harder.
I see what you mean, but I sure wouldn't mind losing my wallet if it meant getting a visit from my friend Jacob.
Up next, we'll see a heartwarming piece from Matt Lynn, recognizing the people we quite literally owe our lives to.
Huh? Let's take a look.
The middle-class American does a lot of work. Whether the first generation to live here or if their families lived here since the 1700s, they all know they must work hard to realize their dreams. They not only have different work to do for their own jobs, but they also must care for their children and continue any additional passions. In part, my own parents do a lot, both for us as children and for plenty of others. My father works as an associate professor at Cornell University. He often has to help his graduate students, head to the vet tower to run a quick gel or mini prep, and stay up late reviewing papers. How he finds time to play golf in the yard, help me with my homework, and cook dinner astounds me. He even finds time to call his own parents, and he does so every Sunday. Additionally, my mom also does plenty for us as children. She's willing to spend hours in the skate rink to help my younger sister, sew my middle sister's dance costumes, and drive us everywhere. She also lectures on chemistry part-time at Ithaca College, and she's done a good job of it too. Even after staying up late in the night, she's still able to wake up early every morning to make our lunches. She also helps us get ready for the school day so that we all are ready to go. They do this because they care. They're willing to devote a fair portion of their lives to us, and they still find time for themselves too. Every generation is the future of America. Everyone has a passion for giving back, and everyone can help us all be the best we can be.
How sweet.
Wow, remind me to hug my parents today.
I'll do that, Wyatt. Up next, Joey makes sure we reduce, reuse, and recycle. They've put together a new superhero for us all to take inspiration from. The green machine himself, the recycler. Let's take a look.
Who are you telling to recycle? I'm the recycler. I gave you your powers so you could be a hero. And everyone can be their own hero. All you gotta do is recycle.
Oh man, did you know that part where Diego falls out of the trash can was completely on accident? He played it perfectly. It cracks me up every time.
Oh, really? I thought that was on purpose. It was so perfect. What do we have next, Wyatt?
Well, my ego and I decided to make the next piece my own. Let's have a look.
This is my second year of mentoring Code Red.
I've been mentoring Code Red since 2008 season.
I have been a mentor for the Junior Lego League part of Code Red for 5 years, and have been a mentor for Code Red itself for 2 years.
This is just my second year as a mentor for Code Red, after the 5th year for Junior Lego League. You see the light bulb go on when you teach them how to do something, and they see that. I see that sense of accomplishment when they've done something right or done something wrong and just gotten it done, and they fix it and they get it right the second time.
I enjoy working with the kids, seeing the kids develop from like freshmen, and then when they can't, they really don't know how to use a drill or a wrench, then all of a sudden they're building. You know, by the time they're matured, they can do almost everything that has to be done in a robot.
My son James was on Code Red his entire 4 years of high school, and watching how he developed as a person, as a student, and how his passions exploded through the team really inspired my husband and I to become mentors as well. And we have just had a fabulous time doing it and plan to do so as long as we can.
I love hanging around with people who are smarter than I am. The kids all are, and most of the adults are.
Students, and then the students are more awesome group of students to work with. I mean, they're just so engaging, enthusiastic, smart. I could go on, but I won't. Just great people to work with.
Yeah, it's very rewarding to see the students grow. And one of the most rewarding parts about being a mentor is learning as much from the students as we hope to teach as mentors. It's a very symbiotic relationship.
It's definitely helping them grow, and it also keeps me active instead of just vegging out at home at night.
I am a software engineer by profession, but the team I chose to mentor here is the media team because my passion outside of my job is photography and graphics design, and it is absolutely fabulous working with students in this area to see what other aspects there are to the team besides just the engineering.
I see a lot of people gaining self-confidence year on year, learning more about themselves than about the academics. They're learning that they can do things. They're learning, I guess, a lot of practical, hands-on stuff to accompany their schoolwork. And, I mean, clearly there's groups that just go miles way away with on the cerebral side, but I just see them all learning about themselves.
That wasn't bad, Wyatt. Those mentors are sure cute.
Oh, thanks, Jesse. They sure are. I love getting to work with them at Code Red.
Up next, a boy, big dreams, homeless teenagers, and hope. After this message from our sponsors. powerful segment, a horsehair bow for my heartstrings. Thank you, Amy.
Well put, well put. Last year, we had a few honorable mentions. Do you think we have any White House Film Festival winners this year?
Well, those were some great pieces. I think it's safe to be confident. I'm excited to find out how we do. I think if I win, I would be morally obliged to kiss Obama.
Last time I tried that, Secret Service had me kissing the floor.
What?
Well, Jesse, that concludes our segment today. I would like to extend a big thank you to Mr. Cass, Mr. Reif, and especially to the amazing and handsome Obama for inspiring and giving back to all of us every day in digital media.
Brownie points won't change your grade, Wyatt. However, I completely empathize with your crush on our president.
I don't have a crush on our president. I'm just being respectful.
You tried to kiss him.
Exactly, out of respect.
Anyways, I hope we all learned something new about the joy, and in some cases, the knife-wielding horror of giving back. And please wish us luck at the festival.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to Inside ICSD with Dr. Brown, a show with Superintendent Louvelle Brown that takes a look inside the Ithaca City School District. I'm Emily Powers, a senior at Ithaca High School, and our show is produced by my fellow English and digital media classmates at Ithaca High School. I'm joined today by Dr. Brown, Superintendent of Schools.
Hi, thank you, Emily, and I'm also here with Director of Technology, Mr. Dom Lisi.
I have some questions for you. What is the one-to-one initiative?
Well, that's a great question, and I would like to take an opportunity to clear up some misinformation. We haven't branded this initiative, and we don't really refer to it as a one-to-one initiative. We will be doing some things differently next year with technology. What we have branded, and what we do have a name for, is our vision and mission. We're an organization of 6,000 plus thinkers, and we're here to engage, educate, and empower. And we are constantly looking for ways to do that better. One of those ways is to put a device into the hands of every young person. We know that young people come into our classrooms every day with the devices, their own devices. If we did need to name an initiative, we would probably call it a 10-to-1 initiative because young people have so many devices already on them. But what we are doing here as an organization is creating a common platform to put a device into every young person's hand, but also support that with some professional development and conversations with educators about how to facilitate a conversation using these digital tools that our young people are using every day to collaborate, engage, to create, to personalize their learning experience. So it's not really a one-to-one initiative of sorts, it's just us constantly looking to improve what we do for young people. And right now we're looking to provide them access to digital tools.
So how will the Chromebook help students?
In many ways, but Mr. Leaf, you want to step in?
Well, I think, Emily, thanks for having me on the show here today. I think one of the things that we're looking at is it provides equitable access for every student, so that the collaborative, communicative tools that we're looking for in 21st century learning, this makes it available to every student.
I've heard that the school is looking at Chromebooks. Why is it this computer in particular?
Chromebooks are very cost effective. They're easy to manage and support. Technically very simple to manage. And I think we're looking at something that we can sustain for the long term rather than a short-term fix.
Okay. Have you communicated with teachers to what they think looking for in students' computer?
Yeah, we're constantly talking with our educators. For this particular initiative, we've been having an ongoing conversation for about 2 years now, engaging our educators on how to collaborate better, how to engage our young people better. We put together a group of educators that represented every one of our buildings, and we had them come to the table to actually give us information about what they would want to see in a tool deployment like the one we're about to embark upon. So we've received a lot of feedback from teachers. Last year I met with every staff in every department as we talked about how we need to continuously improve meeting the needs of our learners, and technology was a big part of that. And during those conversations, they provided feedback on the kind of tools and devices and approaches they wanted us to use.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lisi, what fueled the decision to give K3 iPads and Dr. Brown, and older students Chromebooks?
But you started, Mr. Lisi can answer that question.
Yeah, one of the reasons, there's a practical piece to this as well. There are approximately 1,500 iPads already in the district. So we thought, how can we utilize the tools that are already here? So we thought, iPads are touch sensitive, so it makes sense for younger students to use those. So we wanted to reallocate those to the K3 students. And then Chromebooks, again, we've talked about how they make sense for students in general.
Where does the funding come from for these Chromebooks?
Great question, and another area that folks tend to be confused about. I've been a part of 5 budget cycles here in my tenure as superintendent, and we've yet to raise our technology budget. We have about $400,000 a year in hardware monies that we spend. Because of our abilities to leverage BOCES leases now, we're leasing our devices. We're receiving a significant amount of state aid back on every dollar we spend. And we've found efficiencies in other areas. So we've been able to use the same line item for technology, but significantly increase the number of tools we have in our schools. The age of those devices is much less than it used to be. We used to be around a 10-year average as far as how old the machines are. Now we're about 5 years old or less. And again, we're moving towards more of a 1-to-1 deployment as opposed to a 9-to-1 where we were about 5 years ago. So the money is monies that have been allocated just for technology spending. We have not increased that line at all. It's about $400,000 in hardware. And from our perspective, and we've been recognized for this nationally, have been very, very efficient and effective in how we've utilized those dollars.
Mr. Lisi, will the added number of computers affect the network?
One of the things that we looked at when we devised this program was how could we become more efficient and effective with the tools that we have, and what could we remove from the field that would help us manage those better. So part of this program is to also remove computers that are older and take those off the network. So we're really not adding more, we would essentially be replacing.
How will the students take advantage of Google Apps for education to help them?
Well, we're talking about a common platform, and as part of those conversations I facilitated last year with all staffs and departments, we put up on the screen all the words that we say we want to have happen in the verbs that we want to see happen in our classrooms: collaborate, create, personalize. So those key verbs will still be the things we focus on in our classrooms. What we also talked about during those conversations were the different free apps that were available. We talked about everything from Edmodo to Evernote to Skype. And we were all over the place as far as what we were using as far as tools. Some classes using one tool, another using a different tool, some not supported, others being supported. So moving to Google Apps for Education, we have a common platform so we can focus our PD efforts now. And it's a very robust platform that has been tailored to meet the needs of the K-12 environment. So it's very, very, very efficient. It's been tried out in school districts all over the country. So we have a already embedded professional learning community where we can talk to folks all over the country and regionally and locally and within our buildings that are using the tool. So an efficient way, a common platform to do the things that we know we need to do anyway.
Thank you. Mr. Lisi, how will the infrastructure be managed to update students' computers?
One of the benefits of Chromebooks is the fact that it's based on a browser rather than an operating system. So we don't actually have to functionally update them. They update themselves through Google, through the platform, which is great for us because we're trying to be much more effective and efficient.
Will students have resources to refer to when they're having technical difficulties?
They will. They will. So we're working on a guide for students that they would actually be able to access, as well as giving students access to our call bank and our tech center.
Do you know how the students would be able to take advantage of the Google Apps for their education to help them?
Yeah, I think Dr. Brown mentioned that fairly clearly, but I think, again, it's important to reiterate the importance of having a common venue for communication, collaboration, and creativity. And I think that Google Apps helps you do that.
Thanks to Dom Lisi for joining us today. And be sure to share your comments and suggestions for the show with us by email at ihswred@gmail.com and continue the conversation on Twitter by using the hashtag InsideICSD.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This school year has brought great enthusiasm and learning by the students of the English Digital Media class, co-taught by Steve Cass and Michael Reif, and the Digital Media class, taught by Cass. The classes have expanded to offer many sections related to the media field. The English Digital Media class produces a bi-weekly magazine format show, and the Double Period class started producing the first ever daily video morning announcements that is available to the high school, but also to anyone who wishes to view them. Reif has seen an exponential growth from last year's classes to this year's classes.
I would say that this year we've got an increase in the work ethic because we have a lot of different new opportunities for the students, not only producing segments that go on YouTube and Time Warner Cable, but also the morning announcements has been a big leap forward in opportunities. However, we also, thanks to Mr. Cass, have college credit being awarded to some of our students, which I think has really shown the students what's at stake in their education, which is great.
Amy Schmoy is a senior, is thrilled with the opportunity she is able to take advantage of in this class.
This program offers me access to technology that normally I would never see, and trains me on how to use all the stuff in the studio and camera work, which is a very useful skill that I can come out of high school with a job, and is also just a good skill to have.
Emily Powers is grateful for the opportunity which led her to pursue this in college.
English Digital Media taught me a lot starting my junior year because it made me decide what I want to do with the rest of my life, and because of that I applied to the Park School at Ithaca College and was accepted, so I'll be editing film for my whole life.
Alex Wolzanski, a senior, is taking advantage of these skills so he can utilize them for college.
I'm getting a lot of experience, using this different technology that I've never really been exposed to before. You get to be exposed to the cameras and learning how to use all the equipment and editing, and then it's helpful in the future if you want to go into a job where media is prevalent, which is pretty much every job.
For only being in the second year existence here at IHS, we've seen our enrollment triple. It's nice to see that the students are excited, and by the word of mouth from student to student, we've seen the excitement grow. We have students that come and tell us, oh, I wish I signed up for this class because I'm hearing great things about it. We're also able to do sporting events this year. We've done 7 already in the fall. We plan on doing a lot more in the winter and spring seasons. But just the different types of opportunities that the students get here is very valuable. Because they can take these skills to college if they want to pursue it as a career and have a leg up from other students that don't have a program like this in their schools.